Japan?
I've finally made it to the hobby show, Shizuoka 2025. It's pretty exciting, I've got to say. Ever since I've been building models as a kid and found out about this show, sort of been on the bucket list. So the show runs over 5 days, the first 2 days, and I'm here on day one, trade days, and I've been lucky enough to get a media pass. The third day, which is the Friday, is they let all the school kids come through, and the school kids get a look at the exhibition. The display models will come out and whatnot, and then the Saturday and Sunday are open to the general public. So I'm going to have a look at trade day, see what it's about. I'll give you guys a little bit of insight into that, and then I'm going to come back on Sunday and have a look at the competition models and see how the Japanese do it. Bring it on.
The trade days are like your traditional trade show with a focus on the business side of this industry. Aisles of exhibition booths spanning over 2 massive halls with all the major players showcasing product lines and featuring new releases. Hasegawa, Aoshima, Bandai and of course Tamiya clearly are the heavy hitters in the hall, with their displays dominating the room, but there wasn't a mainstream manufacturer absent from the room, even if only represented through a distributor. Being an armour modeller, I couldn't help but make a beeline to the Tamiya Stand to see the new upcoming M36 Jackson, and I gotta tell you, from taking a first-hand look, this thing did not disappoint. Of course, Tamiya had other announcements, with the new Honda Prelude impossible to miss, as well as some welcome re-releases and a focus on that F35 range of theirs. Tamiya continued their investment into the world of remote control tanks with new components for their Sherman, as well as featuring their new Leopard 2. In terms of armour, there was another range that really caught my eye, and that was from Zimi Model, which is a company that is new to me, and I have no knowledge or understanding of what these vehicles even were. But the level of detail on these display kits was simply extraordinary, and I can't wait to see what this company brings to the table. But I shouldn't let my armour bias detract from some of the other amazing displays and releases I saw on the trade day. It was really nice to see the fine mould stand and some of those uniquely Japanese subjects that they showcased. I love Japanese armour, and these models can be pretty hard to source back home in Australia. They announced a couple of Zeros and Phantoms for the aircraft builders as well. My elevated impression of fine moulds has been ingrained in my being, mainly because of their Millennium Falcon kit from all those years ago. It's a kit that is on my must-build list before I depart for the model room in the sky.
That's depressing.
Gundam and anime is massive in Japan. It's unavoidable everywhere you go in the country, so as I expected, there was a heavy presence of that genre through the trade halls. In saying that, all Gundam is not created equal, and for something I once felt all looked the same, I found myself developing a new appreciation for the genre. Maybe it was the finished displays or the way the product was showcased that helped with my understanding of the genre. That line between Gundam and sci-fi seems to be getting more and more blurred, which certainly sparked my interest in looking more deeply in that direction.
I've never seen anything quite like this. It is it's something that's got to be experienced to be believed. It's just literally every manufacturer, or at least that I can think of at the moment, is represented in some way. There's TV cameras, there's all walks of life getting around. A lot of overseas people, I've noticed, are here as well. All these companies releasing, or at least showcasing, their new releases, as well as some of the old stuff as well, obviously, but there's just so many beautiful display models here. I just have to keep moving. So I don't know where to start and I don't know where to stop.
Nautical models are a bit of an enigma to me. I don't think I have the patience for them, but man, they can look incredible when they're done. There were a number of releases, but the Hobby Boss kit of the HMS Lord Clive was the one that I found most interesting. I was surprised at the number of automotive subjects being showcased, which is testament to how popular that part of the hobby is in the Asian region. Again, it was impossible not to get inspired and appreciate the range and variety of subjects available. All types of vehicles from all over the world with some real quirky automation, plus all of our favourites from the big screen, and of course the two-wheeled option was represented as well. One of the things that commanded my attention was the model of a haul truck. It was massive, although I recall the scale being a little bit odd, like a 153 or something.
Don't quote me on that.
There were plenty of other civil vehicles as well, and civilian sets making their way into the scale modelling world. There was a press set up at the back of the room stamping out sprues, and a range of tools and paints as well as publications on display. If it is movie-based subjects you are after, then fear not, with most of the major movies being represented in some way. From Godzilla to 2001, if you couldn't find something here to look forward to, you simply weren't trying hard enough. I have a bit of a soft spot for the Thunderbirds, so was excited to see the small scale models on the display shelf, and seeing that Blade Runner spinner with its doors up gave me hope that elusive vehicle might be added to my collection one day, and of course that Maverick hypersonic plane was pretty cool too. Aircraft were well represented with Tamiya, as I mentioned, promoting the line of F-35s, and an interesting F-16 release from Minibase. I picked up the new Harrier from the new player in the market, Uma, after looking through my pictures. It looked pretty sweet. And as mentioned, the Fine Molds brand brought some new releases to the table, as did Model Collect and Italeri. There were figures and aftermarket releases. There was enough aircraft related subjects and accessories to satisfy even the toughest critic. I'd expected to be able to pick up a t-shirt and maybe the odd sticker or perhaps a brochure, but a necktie, I wasn't expecting that. Tamiya logos on aprons, bags, drink holders and coasters, a wallet with a Tamiya logo to remind us all what we are saving our money for, and if material things didn't float your boat, you could always buy branded lollies and tea wearing the model manufacturer's logos. It was quite mind-blowing. Vehicles, sci-fi, remote control, trains, and even models of food. That's right, you can model sushi should you so desire. Every manufacturer announcing something shiny and new. There are far too many things to call out and list by name, so if you'd like to check out more pictures, be sure to head to my Facebook page and you can go through them there at your own pace. And while you're at it, remember to give this video a like if you've enjoyed it. The display day, I think, deserves its own space, so be sure you subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on that one. Here are a few more of the obscure things I couldn't squeeze into this video, just while I share my final thoughts on Shizuoka Trade Day with you.
So that's it. Day one of the trade show, done and dusted for me. What did I take out of that? It was an exhausting day, but it was exhausting in a great way, and I just sort of didn't want to leave. I think I captured most of it on video and took plenty of photos, but I think that the thing I took out of it the most was just how broad our hobby is and how maybe insular we are in Australia with what we build and what we're exposed to. I expected the armour models to be far more prevalent than they were. They were actually, few and far between. Obviously this is trade day and it's all about the new stuff and whatnot and showcasing that, but the amount of automotive models, the Gundam stuff, just the oddball stuff, it's quite unbelievable. just how massive this hobby is and how much potential it has. And it'd be great if that sort of obscure side of the modelling world made its way into other countries, because obviously different things appeal to different people, and it's just the ability to be able to dial in and build some of these things with some people, I just think would open up so many doors with this hobby. But man, it was epic. That was just an epic day. I'm still trying to process it, but it was very enjoyable. So I'll be back on Sunday for the competition day. It was a competition, maybe it's not a competition, I think it's perhaps just a display day. I'll be back on Sunday and I'll check in then.
It's not a competition.